Hello. Welcome to what's going to be my tier list, I guess, for Tekken 7 before Season 3. The final Season 2 tier list. I don't really make tier lists too much, so this is going to be fun because I'm definitely not going to get things right. That's for sure. But, this is the definitive best tier list that has ever been made by anyone in the history of Tekken. Tekken 7, Season 2. So, we're gonna do that. First, let me lower the music a little bit. I hope that's fine. I'd rather the music be too quiet than too loud. So I'm gonna go on the little bit of the extreme on the quiet side. So, alright, the first thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take out has faults and well-rounded. And the reason for that is because with characters like Elisa, obviously I main Elisa, I feel pretty confident in putting her around here. Elisa is like average, she's actually more around here, has a lot of faults. Even if people don't want to say it's because they never lab Elisa, and they're the type of people who says Elisa has a lot of plus frames when she doesn't really have anything that has plus frames and doesn't duck forward 344 or forward 141. Just they don't know the matchup, so they put her like here. I see a lot of people put Elisa around here. In reality, she's like here, right? And I feel pretty confident putting Elisa around here. Lower average, just a little bit below average, I should say. Does have faults for sure. I would definitely put her around here, maybe here, like around there, right? But that's my main. If you get into someone like someone who I know where to put on the tier list, but I don't know whether I put him on has faults or well-rounded, like Negan, I guess. Negan, we all know, is kind of bad. He's low tier, right? But I don't know if he's well-rounded or he has faults, because not a lot of people play Negan, and I don't really play Negan. So I know that he's around here. I know he's around here based on competitive play, based on what I've seen. I know his frames aren't great. He doesn't have a ton of good moves. But of the stuff he does have that's decent, does that put him more well-rounded? Does he have faults? I don't know. I don't know how it is for Negan, and I'm sure there are people that are saying, well, it's obvious he's here or he's here. More than likely he has faults, but that's the problem. I don't know with Negan. I don't know with every character. I don't know where the fuck to put, I don't know where the fuck I would put Law on this. I have no idea. I could see you putting him one way or the other, honestly. Shaheen, again, same thing. I don't know the characters well enough to be able to do that. I could with some characters. I could with Elisa. I feel like I could with Leia, with Asuka, with Lily, with Jin. But, like, Akuma? I don't know. So, I'm just gonna forgo the entire thing. I'm just going to forego putting this whole well-rounded and has faults thing. I'm gonna forego it completely, because at the end of the day, I feel like the only way, like, it's already hard enough to make a tier list when you don't play every character in the game, right? Like, you can assume things, but you're going to fuck up. You're going to put, like, Elisa in high tier over here, when in reality, if you actually played Elisa and labbed Elisa, she'd be over here, right? You see people putting Elisa, where's Elisa? You see putting, like, Elisa, like, here, but really, she's, like, here. Elisa's awful. Okay, maybe she's not that faulty, but she's, like, here. Because they don't play the characters. So they make a guess based on the little that they've played the characters and the one lab session they've had, and they're completely off. And I'm going to be that way too. So I think getting rid of this has faults and well-rounded thing is going to make it's going to be more accurate. I guess is the best way to put it. It's going to make it so that, you know, I can say, for example, you know, Elisa and where's Lily? Lily, around the same. I think Elisa and Lily are around the same. But I don't have to worry about, oh, are they... And I can... Well, I guess I can also say, yeah, they're better than, like, Yoshimitsu and Elisa and Eddie, right? But I don't have to sit here and think, okay, is Elisa more or less well-rounded than these characters? Same with Lily, right? Like, just... I don't know. I don't know. I'm happy to admit I don't know, because I don't play every character in the game. So I'm just gonna stick to this. Because I feel like I can do this a lot better if I'm just saying this character I think is better than this character, whether then has faults or not. Because I feel like you have to play the characters in order to be able to make that statement. So another thing that I'm going to do, because I know that I don't know every character in the game. There are a bunch of characters on here I don't feel confident definitively putting them somewhere and saying, yeah, I think this is about right. Because there are some characters that I don't play and I don't see, like Bob. I don't play Bob. I've seen 2 Bobs in my life. In Tekken 7, of course. Not Tekken 6, but in Tekken 7, I've seen 2 Bobs. One in Season 2. Marduk, I don't see Marduk at all. I can make an assumption based on what other people say about him and what I've seen and what I think about the few times I play against him, but I don't feel that confident putting him anywhere on the tier list. Same with Claudio. I know Claudio's one of the worst characters in the game. I know that he has really shitty lows, but yeah. So anyway, I know I went on for a while about that, but yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate between characters that I play. So I'm going to put, like, Elisa. Hello, Rumble in HD. I know how to make a tier list. I feel like it's less I know how to make a tier list and more... what's the word? I know that I don't know everything. A lot of people who make tier lists feel like they know everything about every character, it feels like, and I know I don't, and most people don't. You can't know everything if you don't play every character. So, what up? Not much. I'm a bit tired, honestly, and this is loud. This song's loud. I'm a bit exhausted, but I'm excited for Evo. I'm really excited for Evo. Let's put them there. And then there. I really hope that there's a Season 3 and that they bring back Wong or Beck. They were my old mains in Tekken 5 and 6. And then they just got rid of them, and I'm sad. I hope they come back. It's going to be high. Evo is going to be fucking amazing. I hope. It's always amazing, though. Alright, so these characters that I have up here are characters that I play. Except for Miguel. Miguel, I have a friend who plays Miguel. And granted, he is a beginner, borderline intermediate player, but I feel like I've played enough against him and I've labbed the character enough because I play against him to have a decent understanding on how he works. So these are the characters I'd say I play. There are some characters I don't play as much, especially in Season 2, like Shao and Asuka, but yeah, these are characters that I play. And then down here, I'm going to put characters that I feel confident putting on the tier list, at least semi-competent. So, I feel, maybe not Dragunov. I feel like if I put these characters on, I feel kind of confident about where I'd put them. And then the rest, the leftover characters are characters I don't fucking know where they're gonna go. Ana, yeah, Negan. I already put King there. Eddie. Gig Ass. The usual. The usual. I feel like I can put a bear on the tier list. Geese, of course. Noctis, yeah. Kazumi. I feel like Dragunov. I feel like I have a my opinion of Dragunov is that he's still top tier, but the people who played Dragunov didn't play Dragunov because people liked him. It's because they were tier whores, and he was one of the best characters in the game. And after he got slight nerfs that bring him from like top 5 to like borderline top 10, he's still up here. But no one plays him and everyone calls him trash because all of the people that were playing him are now playing, like, geese. But Dragunov, I think, is still really, really good. But people only play, like, no one played Dragunov in Tekken 6. I main Dragunov in Tekken 6, but they made him so boring in this game that I don't really enjoy playing him anymore. But yeah, no one played him in Tekken 6. No one played him in this game except because he was high tier. Is that everyone? I feel like these characters well, maybe Akuma, but I feel like these characters I'm the least confident in putting on the tier list. So, I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to start with these characters. The characters I don't really know about, so we can just rip off this band-aid. Because this is going to be shit. Like, wherever I put these characters, wherever I put them on the tier list, it's going to be shit. I'm going to be wrong, probably. So, I'm just gonna put them on here with my best guess and hope for the best. So, I guess start with the worst character on here, which I think is Claudio. Because Claudio has no lows. He has his hop kick, his da, which stops him from being down here. He's below average, but he's not that great. Because he just doesn't have any lows. His game plan is get your hop kick, get your ose, and then you do have a decent low. But if you don't have your ose, then you can't do anything. You can't mix up your opponent. They can just stand there like, oh, it's Claudio. Let me hold my hands up. Okay, he's done something that's minus 12. Hit him with a 12 frame punish. That's that's Claudio. So, even though I don't know much about Claudio, because I think I've seen one Claudio in my life, and I don't play Claudio, I feel like he's down here. Let's see, and then I guess the best character, and he'll probably be Heihachi. Heihachi is, I think, if Heihachi didn't have the execution requirements, he would be better than Kazuya. But because he has an execution barrier, he's going to be lower than Kazuya. I don't think Heihachi is top 10. I think he's close. I think he's high. He has some pretty decent lows, granted high risk lows, but still some pretty decent, at least decent lows. Good combo damage, the best while standing punish in the game. He has a lot of really great tools, but the problem is that he has a very high execution requirement to be able to do all of that. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. In order to be able to play him at a point where he's better than Kazuya, and he could be top 10, you have to have really good execution. So, because of that, I'm not going to put him up here, but I feel like he's really strong. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. Let's put Bob, like, here. Again, haven't played Bob in Tekken 7. I've played 2 Bobs in Tekken 7 in my life. Obviously, Tekken 6 Bob is here. He's fallen from grace. Nobody likes him anymore. I think I'm going to I think I'm more going to just put characters around Bob rather than put Bob anywhere in particular, because I don't know. I don't even feel confident putting him on the list in the first place because I just don't know anything about him. I haven't looked at his moves. I haven't looked at his frame data. Based on the 2 games I fought with Bob, what I know is he has some really good hit confirmable moves, a really good house sweep, some decent mix-ups, but he's really punishable. That's what I've gathered from the very little matchup experience I've had with him. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna put him in the middle. I don't fucking know where to put him. I don't know anything about Bob. He's got that speed and he's got that weight, but he doesn't have that popularity. Jack is not a character like Dragunov, I think. Where he was only used by tier whores. He was top tier in season 1, then he got nerfed. I think the biggest thing that got nerfed was his down back 1 being -12, which is a big nerf. And his down forward 2 causes less pushback, which I think makes some of his matchups a bit harder. But he didn't get too much in terms of nerfs. It felt more like adjustments with some nerfs. And then everyone abandoned him and said he was trash. And he's certainly not top 10 anymore. But I feel like that's more because other characters got buffed rather than he got nerfed. I still feel he's around here. Like, he's not trash. Jack 7 is still good, but no one likes Jack 7. That's why you don't see anyone playing him anymore. No one ever liked him. People only played him because he was top tier. And now he's not top tier and you don't see anyone play Jack. Because again, all of the people that were playing Jack or Dragunov are playing Geese now. So... Or Jin, or Devil Jin. Well, people playing Devil Jin were always playing Devil Jin, but you get the point. Those characters, Brian, top 5 characters. That's just the type of people who played Jack, they were. That's the type of people they were, so I think he's around here. This gets harder and harder. Lucky Chloe? Go with Lucky Chloe? Yeah, let's go with Lucky Chloe. I think she's somewhere around here. I don't think Lucky Chloe is complete garbage after the Season 2 buffs. Season 1 she was. Season 2 she got some really nice things. She got to go in the back turned. She got some new moves which helped her a lot. She got better. She just got buffs. And it really helped her go from being down here to more up here. Now, is she an amazing character? No, she's average at best, but I still think she's pretty decent. I still think she's pretty, she's okay, at the very least. Average. Pretty average now. I think she's in an okay spot, but I don't play Lucky Chloe anymore. I played Lucky Chloe a bit in Season 1. I actually quite like how Lucky Chloe plays, to be honest. And I don't mind the character at all. The only thing I mind is that she ruined Eddie's story. One of my favorite characters in Tekken. She ruined his story. That's why I don't like Lucky Chloe. But I don't really mind the character. It's just there are more fun characters to play. So I haven't really played her much, but at least in this season. But I still think she's around average. Law is good. He might even be... No, he's probably top 10. I mean, he's Law, right? Like, he has really good pokes. He has good lows. He has a great rage drive, especially at the wall. Okay, maybe not great. Maybe great is a bit of an exaggeration, but he certainly has a really good rage drive. Good combo damage. He's good. He's good. I don't know anything really about him in terms of frame data and how risky he is, I suppose, but he's still up there. He's pretty. He's good. He's good. I'd have to look at everyone else to see if he's top 10 or not, but he's certainly good. Same with Paul. I'm not going to put him in top 10 because I don't think he's top 10 just for his Death Fist, but you can't deny Paul is a monster in the hands of some really good players. Like, have you seen Justice's Paul? My God. Paul can kick ass. I think he's around here. He's really good. I feel like he's another character that I'm going to have to put other characters around. But I think he's up here. Paul's pretty good. I think he's borderline top 10. Maybe not quite there, but Paul is definitely good. Maybe even with Heihachi. I'm gonna bring these two down to like here. Shaheen. Shaheen is okay. I don't know where I want to put him. If I want to put him slightly above or below average. Probably worse than Bob a little bit. His rage drive is one of the worst in the game. You can just duck the high and launch them. His poking isn't great. He has some pretty decent lows. He has a slide. But he's just painfully average. He's average in his gameplay. He's average in his looks. He's average in everything. He's just average. It's maybe slightly below average. That's not to say I don't like Shaheen, though. I really like Shaheen's character. Him or Kazumi, besides Eliza, are one of my favorite newcomers to Tekken 7. But he's just so bland. He's just so bland. And I feel like his gameplay and his frame data reflexes just average. Let's talk about the Fang. Fang's alright. Fang's not amazing. But he's not bad. He's definitely above average. He's around here. Definitely better than these characters, that's for sure. I think one of the problems with Fang is that he has a lot of tools. What people say about Fang, and I feel like for the most part this is true, is that the reason why he's hard is because not only does he have a decent sized move list, but he has one of the longest move lists in terms of usable moves in the game. And that's true and not true, because with Fang, he definitely has quite a few moves where if your opponent knows the Fang matchup, you can't use them. Like 3-3-4. You can do 3-3-4, you can do 3-3, you can cancel into back turned off it. If you just keep doing like 3-3-4 or 3-3 into back turn, cancel, they can just hop kick it and beat everything he has. You do your delayed 3-4. I think that's what the notation is. You're getting launched. Like, don't even try that shit. You know, he doesn't have great combo starters. He has faults. He has a lot of faults. And he's definitely good. At least decent. But I feel like he is good as everyone says, but people don't know him that well. So they take this idea of him being really good because he has all of these moves, but because he has all of these moves and all of these different situations to use all of these moves, that makes him hard. And to an extent, that's true, but at the same time, I feel like it's overblown a bit. Either way, I'm putting him here, and I feel like most people put him around here. But I feel like if you put Fang any higher than this, it's wrong. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't play Fang. I like Fang, but he's a bit of an asshole. I don't like playing assholes, as you can tell from the characters I play. Who next? Josie. Josie, probably better than these two, but not amazing. And she's better than these two mainly because she has a 13 frame while rising punish. If she didn't have that, she'd probably be down here with Claudio or something. Josie is just high risk, high reward, extremely punishable. Really, a lot of high risk, low reward lows. Lows that do 12 damage in a launch punishable, stuff like that. Yeah. Josie's just one of those examples of a character where she's kind of a glass cannon mix-up character. And with those characters, you can either make them... Like, there are 3 ways to make a character like that. So bad that they're, like, down here, unplayable, which I feel like is what Josie is, or top tier. And I feel like she's just because she's so risky. But at the same time, if she didn't have that 13 frame while rising launcher, she'd be here. But I'd put her around here. She has that back sway too, which fucks me up sometimes. Who should we go with next? Lee? Let's go with Lee. I'm gonna put him here. And the reason why I'm going to put him here is because I don't know a fucking thing about Lee. I'm pretty confident in saying that he's better than these characters. I'm pretty confident in saying he's not better than these characters. But I don't know much about Lee. I do know that he's... Normally, if you didn't have the execution requirement with him, he'd probably be around tier. Maybe even if you include his just frame move that gets opponents off the ground, maybe you could put him here. But because of the execution requirements of him, it obviously bumps him down a bit. If you have someone like I Am Your Father playing Lee, then he makes Lee look like this because he plays Lee like this. Because he can, because he's so good at Lee's execution. But you have to take that execution requirement into consideration when you're making a tier list, I think. And because of that, I feel like Lee, for the most part, is around here. You know, if you get a really experienced player, a really experienced Tekken player, a pro-level Tekken player, and you have him play Knee, you say, okay, go into practice for a few hours with Lee, come out, play Lee, I feel like he'd be here. And if you spend those years dedicated to Lee, practicing your execution with him, being loyal to Lee, then he goes up here. But I think Lee's around here. He's pretty good, especially again after Season 2. Season 1, he was average. I feel like he's gone up. Maybe not this high, maybe about this high, but yeah. Lee's decent, I'd say. Lee's pretty decent. Song takes me back. I keep looking at Hwoarang and I keep thinking, my god, I don't want to do this. But I'm gonna do it. Hwoarang goes here. I have like a staircase going up from Bob. It's his worst nightmare. Maybe, no. See, putting Hwoarang here makes me want to put Lee higher, because I don't think Hwoarang is worse than Fang. I don't. So, that's what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to do like this. Oops. There. Hwoarang's got some good stuff. He's also got a lot of stuff that is extremely punishable. And if your opponent gets a read on you, you're fucked. 1-2 into Flamingo stance, get jabbed, kid. His southpaw stance, down 3-4, I think. Duck the high, get fucked, kid. You know. Backlash. Oh, I knew you were going to do backlash. Get launched. Of course, he can launch you off backlash, so it's appropriate, and I feel like, and Backlash is very good, don't get me wrong, but that's why it's not higher. It's because if you know the Hwoarang matchup, and Hwoarang starts trying to go party mode on you, and you read one of his party tricks and knock his party hat off, he's not getting it back. He's lost his party hat, he's lost his contacts, he's not gonna find them, and he's gonna go home from the party blind, drunk, and dazed. Probably concussed. And it's all because you knew his party trick. So, yeah, even at pro level 2, that sounds like it's just, you know, below red ranks. He parties a lot, and then you can launch punish him. That's not what I'm saying, because that stuff can happen in high level 2. It's just one of those things with Hwoarang where it's, you have a lot of different options, you have a lot of different mix-ups that can go into mix-ups, but if someone gets one of those mix-ups right, then as a Hwoarang player, you're getting hit. You're getting hit hard. So, even though I don't know the Hwoarang matchup that well, I feel like he is pretty appropriate. Katarina Aldrez. I hate this character. She's going in the dumpster for now. I hate Katarina so much. She's, I think, yeah, I feel pretty confident saying Katarina is my least favorite Tekken character ever in the entire series. She's trash. She's trash and she belongs down here. Speaking of Tekken characters I hate, Master Raven. Let's put her somewhere. Let's put her around Josie level. For the same reasons as Hwoarang. Only I feel like Master Raven has some pretty fucked up combos. Pretty fucked up Oki. Around the same as Fang. I haven't played Master Raven in this game. I'm mainly going off my experience from playing Raven in Tekken 5 and 6. And obviously, Tekken 5 Raven is nothing like Tekken 7 Raven. Tekken 6 Raven, they have the same exact moves, but still are different. But I'm going mainly based off of what I know from Raven in those games. And Raven's just the same thing as Hwoarang. A lot of party tricks, but if someone figures out your party tricks, your hat's fucking flying across the room like a cruise missile. It's going to get propelled off your head so hard that it's going to go through your window, completely shatter your window, go into your neighbor's window, poke their kid's eye out, and then they're going to sue you. That's how hard you're going to get punished if someone reads one of Master Raven's party tricks. And, well, at the same time, I feel like it's an exaggeration, and you're not going to get punished as hard as Master Raven if someone gets a read on you than Hwoarang, but she has really great combo damage, great wall damage, Oki, and all of that, but in terms of her basic toolkit, it's kind of mediocre. If we're going based on her, if we're not thinking about combos, if we're not thinking about Oki, wall combos, any of that, we're just thinking about her basic toolkit. You know, what's her 1 like? What's her down forward 1 like? Her back turn mix-up, stuff like that. And she's like down here. You know, she's not amazing. She's around Shaheen and Claudio and Bob. She's not great. She has some pretty interesting mix-ups for sure, but she's not great on the frame down front. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But because she does have all of that extra stuff, she's up here. Around average. Marduk. Nah, fuck Marduk. Nina. I don't know enough about Nina. Every Nina player that I play just does... I hate saying this word. It feels sacrilegious to say this word. But when I feel like it's the best way to describe it because you know exactly what I'm talking about. Nina... Spam. I hate saying that word. That word is so fucking stupid. But It's true. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every Nina that I've played against plays this way. It doesn't matter if they're orange rank. It doesn't matter if they're red rank, purple rank, blue rank. They're all the same. They just keep doing the same shitty spam mix-ups. And I actually know how to play against that. So I counter it. And then they keep doing the same shit because they don't know how to adapt to someone who actually knows how to play the Nina matchup. And that's basically my experience with Nina. So that's really all I know with Nina. You don't see her much in tournaments. You don't really see a Nina that's not just using all of these gimmicky string bullshit spam techniques. At least I don't. So, really, I don't have much experience with Nina. But, based on what I've seen with Nina, I feel like Nina is around here. Again, I don't know. I don't play Nina. I've never played Nina. I don't play against actual Nina players. I just play against people who want to increase their rank without getting better so they can say, hey, I am a Seiryu, and not actually be good enough to be blue rank. They just keep doing the same gimmicky bullshit over and over again until they win. So, I'm just going to guess and say Nina's here. I don't know. This is just a guess. Marduk. Marduk is around, again, average. I feel like most people would agree he's around average. Yeah, around here. I feel confident saying that Fang, Lee, Nina, Huarong, all of them are better than Marduk, but they're not better. But these characters aren't better than him. Maybe Master Raven, but I'll just put him there. Yeah. This is just going based off the very little I know of Marduk. I don't know. I don't know where to put him. So I'm just making a guess and saying I think he's worse than these characters, but I think he's better than these characters, and I don't know how to elaborate it, because I don't have any way to elaborate from it. It's just, that's where Marduk is, I think. And finally, from the list of characters, I really don't know where to place Armor King, and I feel like Armor King is pretty good. But he's not the best here. He's pretty high. You know, I'm going to say he's better than Jack 7. Nah, I don't know. He's around Jack 7, let's say that. Yeah, Armor King, he has his grab mix-ups because he's Armor King, of course he does. Not so great in the frame data front. You do have to take a fair amount of risks with Armor King, but yeah, I feel like that's just all I have to really say about it. You have to take risks with Armor King, but he has decent combo damage. Most of his stuff frame data side is alright. Pretty solid character, I feel like. He's definitely one of those characters why I think he's solid. I know he's solid. I've played Armor King in this game a bit. I've played against other Armor Kings. I know he's solid, but I can't pinpoint the exact reason why I think he's so solid. I feel pretty confident putting Armor King up here. I feel pretty confident in saying Armor King is good, but I can't give a reason why. It's just one of those things where I know he's good. Other people say he's good. From playing him and playing against him, I can say he's good. But I don't know why exactly. I don't know. Anyway, so this is my list of characters that except for Gigas, of course. These characters, I don't really know much about. I don't play them, and/or I don't play against them much. Mainly, except for maybe Law, I don't play against any of these characters much. Not even Armor King. I don't see many Armor Kings. And I don't play any of these characters. Well, I do play Armor King, but that was when when he was first released. And I used to play Master Raven, but not in this game, so... And Lucky Chloe Season 1. So, this is going to be horribly inaccurate. I'm still going to build off this, but if you play any of these characters and you think this character is in a really shitty spot, I know. I know they are. If you have any arguments as to, for example, why Lucky Chloe should be down here, or Bob should be up here, 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You know the character a hell of a lot better than I do. But, I don't. So this is just a guess. Everything here is a guess, pretty much. More confident guesses than others, but for the most part, guesses. So now, because I have a lot that I can talk about characters I actually play. So now I'm going to get to characters I feel more confident actually putting on the tier list. And the first character I'm going to put down is Negan. Negan's just the worst Miguel. Pretty shitty frame data. He has an armor launcher, woohoo. He has so much that's -12, duckable highs. His down back 2 mix-up is nice, especially at the wall, and that's why but that's the reason why he's not worse than Gigas. If he didn't have that down back 2 mix-up, he would be complete trash, unusable. A lot of people say that Negan is unusable already, and I disagree. I think Negan can still be usable, but he's trash. He just has nothing going for him. Geese. Top, better than Law. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have at least my top 5, just be completely separate from everyone else. And Geese is better than Law. He's not the best in the game because of the nerf that he got. Before the nerf, I would say Geese is the best in the game. Now, I would say he's definitely top 5 still, but he's not the best, but I would say he's better than Law. Do I really need to expand on it, though? He's Geese. He's got the mix-ups. He's got the parries. He's got the damage. He's got the wall setups. He's got so much. Low combo starters, right? He's a beast. Eddie's in that character I feel like I can put. Eddie is down here because he's very punishable. He's very easy to float, and one of the advantages of Eddie actually is because so many times when you punish him, it floats him. But at the same time, you're still getting floated. So it's essentially, you're getting floated, but if there's a wall next to you, then you're gonna get fucked up against some characters like Julia. And even if there's no wall next to you, it's still, you're getting floated. You're still taking on a lot of damage. He has, the reason why he's not down here though, and he's more up here, is because he does have pretty decent mix-ups. His rage drive is one of the best in the game. But, yeah, Eddie's, below average, at best. Not one of, well, I guess, based on him being here, I was going to say not one of the worst characters in the game, but I'm going more off of the worst characters being unusable. Like, in Samurai Showdown, you have Kyoshiro and Shiki. I'm thinking like that, but, no, Eddie is one of the worst characters in the game, I think. But I don't think he's that far behind from being average. It's around here. One or two good buffs, I think, would put him up with everyone else, but for now, he's kinda, Jin. Jin's up here. And Devil Jin, I think, is the best character. And I feel like a lot of people are saying Jin is better than Devil Jin. People interchange this. Most people say Jin is better than Devil Jin. I think it depends on your playstyle, personally. I feel like if you're like me and you main a character like Elisa or Kazumi, who's a very poke-oriented, poke-heavy character, then Devil Jin is going to be harder. because he can get in your face, he can mix you up, and if you're a poke-heavy character with not a lot of plus frames, flip frames, like Elisa, then Devil Jin is going to fuck you up more than Jin. That's my experience with the two characters. I feel a lot less confident playing against Devil Jin and Jin because I play more poke-oriented characters. But if you're playing a character that's more offensive, more of a kind of rushdown character, a character with mix-ups, like Julia, then Jin is going to be a harder matchup than Devil Jin. I feel like that's what it comes down to. So, if you play a Mishima, like if you play, well, I guess specifically Kazuya, then a Kazuya player is probably going to say, well, Jin's better than Devil Jin because of X, Y, and Z, but as an Elisa player, I'm going to say Devil Jin is better than Jin because it's easier to pressure with him, it's easier to get in my face, he has better mix-ups, it's harder to keep him off me than if I was playing against Jin. But that's more of a matchup thing, right? And that's why I'm putting Devil Jin over Jin. But of course, Devil Jin and Jin both are godlike. They both have the electrics. They have Hell Sweep launchers. Jin has his forward 4. Devil Jin has pretty much everything except the forward 4. His wall damage, his wall pressure. His pressure in general is pretty insane. Jin has pretty decent mix-ups and setups, and Oki, you know, just, they're both godlike characters. But I think Devil Jin's better than Jin, personally. But they're both very close. And there's an argument for Jin to be better than Devil Jin, or Devil Jin to be better than Jin, I think. But one thing we can both agree on is that they're the top 2 characters in the game. I think that everyone can agree on right now. Who else? Who else do I put up here? I want to put up another top-tier character. Kazuya. Let's put Kazuya up here. Because of the 50-50 Vortex, I'm going to say he's better than Law. I don't know if I'm going to keep him in top 10. In fact, I think Steve is better, so we'll talk about Steve in a second. But, Kazuya has the 50-50 Vortex. His electric got buffed. Just sidestep left Kazuya. Not anymore. You can't. Well, you can, and it's much easier if you use Elisa or Lily, but if you're not using Elisa or Lily to counter Kazuya, good fucking luck. The only way you can reliably sidestep or sidewalk Kazuya's electric Hell Sweep mix-up now is if he's wave dashing in your face. If he's not wave dashing in your face, and most people who play Kazuya at a high level don't, then good fucking luck sidestepping electrics and Hell Sweeps. Good fucking luck. You're just gonna get launched by an electric. You're better off just ducking, honestly. That's what I think. I think against Kazuya, you're better off just ducking if you think they're gonna do an electric or a Hell Sweep than sidestepping or sidewalking left anymore. And that's the reason why he's top 5 now. I think Kazuya is at around top 5. Definitely in the top 10. Because of that buff. That's the main thing. Yeah, that electric buff, I think, for Kazuya was insane. And I think that's what bumped him up from being high tier to top tier. Let's go with an, oh yeah, Steve. I forgot about Steve. He has back 1. He has his mix-ups. Really hard-hitting counter-hit moves. But is it better than the 50-50 mix-up? I actually don't know. I actually don't know if I'd put Steve higher than Kazuya. They're both up there, though. Maybe I'll change that later. But, yeah, Kazuya has his 50-50 Vortex, which is obviously insane. And I thinking about it more, I feel like putting Kazuya down here is the right way to go. And, in fact, I think I'm going to put him below Law, too. Because with Kazuya, again, it's a lot like Hwoarang. You see through his tricks, you see through his 50-50 Vortex, boom, launch. You know? Except if he does, like, forward 4 or something. But That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the 50-50 Vortex, and that's why he's up here. You know, Ford 4 and all this other bullshit stuff on its own. But, you know, you get a read on Kazuya, you block his Hell Sweep, you duck his Electric, they're going to Flavor Town. They're not going to be able to taste the difference between a Lollipop and a pepper, a red pepper. They can't. They're going to get uppercutted so hard that their tongue flies out of their mouth, Mortal Kombat style, if you manage to get a read on them. So, I think that's why he's down here. But at the same time, Kazuya has Devil Mode, which is something that people just underestimate to hell. It's so good. Such great combo damage, but you need the execution. Great wall, well, not the best. I mean, one of the best wall damage characters in the game. I feel like he's another example of a character where, if you didn't need the execution to play him, I would definitely put him above Law. Maybe even Steve. But I feel like around here's alright. I'll organize this top 5 later, and I'll probably put Kazuya here. But for now, I think this is my top 5. And yeah, I was gonna go with another lower tier character. Panda! It's a bear. No sidestep, shitty moves, no pokes, just no fundamentals. Okay, combo damage. You can make him work if you're Rangchu and Rangchu, but if you're not Rangchu, then good fucking luck. Yeah. The thing about Panda is Panda's trash, but Panda has just enough good moves where he's not the worst in the game. Or she. Panda's a she. Kuma's a he. Panda isn't the worst in the game. Because Panda just has just enough tools that you can make him work. More than Negan and Gigas. Just enough, but still trash. Alright, Dragunov. Here. I said this in the beginning, but now that we're on Dragunov, I'll talk about Dragunov again. Dragunov is a character that no one plays because he's Dragunov. People only play Dragunov because they're tier whores. That's it. That's the only reason why people play Dragunov. There are very, very, very few people who actually play Dragunov because they like Dragunov. And most of those people, myself included, I used to be a Dragunov main in Tekken 6. I mained Dragunov, Wang, and Beck. And I tried playing Dragunov in this game, but they dumbed down his execution and his playstyle so much that he is so fucking boring to play. I love Dragunov. He's a great character. And most of the time, if I like a character enough, I can move past not liking how they play. I do that with Dizzy and Guilty Gear. I don't like keep out ranged characters, but I play Dizzy because Dizzy is an awesome character. See, hell, in this game, I play a bit of Armor King, even though I don't like grapplers. I don't play a ton of Armor King, but I love playing Armor King when I do play him on occasion. Even though I don't like grapplers, because Armor King is a fucking awesome character. But Dragunov, you know, it's one thing to play a character even though you don't like exactly, I guess, the archetype. Right? I don't like grappler characters. I don't like ranged and keep out characters. I don't like mix-up heavy characters, but I play Talim because I think Talim's one of my favorite fighting game characters. So I play those characters because I like the characters, and I can move past how they play, and I can learn to enjoy how they play, and I can learn to appreciate. But Dragunov, Dragunov's boring as fuck. So, most of the people that like Dragunov for Dragunov and start out with him in Tekken 5 DR, Tekken 6, like me, don't play him anymore because he's boring as fuck. So the only people that played Dragunov were tier whores. Because he was one of the, if not the best character in the game in Season 1. And then he got some nerfs. He's still really good, but he got some nerfs. And because those people care more about playing high tier characters, rather than playing Dragunov, all of those people, well, not all of them, but 90% of the people who are playing Dragunov are playing these characters now. And you don't believe me? How many Dragunovs do you see and how many Geeses do you see in Season 2 compared to Season 1? Just online, in tournaments, anywhere. You see no Dragunov, and you see a fuck ton more Geese than you did in Season 1. Because people who play Dragunov have flocked to these characters. So, and then because of that, people who used to play Dragunov because they were tier whores and played Dragunov because he was high tier, say that Dragunov is trash, Dragunov is unusable, he's bottom tier now, his nerfs killed him. And yeah, down 2 being minus 13 and minus 1 on hit hurts pretty hard, considering it used to be, it used to be safe, I think. Minus 9, I believe, and plus 2 on hit, I think. So yeah, pretty big nerf. It hurts pretty hard now that he can be launched by Kazuya Jozinetti. But he's still not awful. He's just not top tier anymore. I think he's still very good. I think he's still up there. I don't think he's quite top 10. I think the characters that are going to take top 10 over him are Akuma, Brian, and Kazumi. But he's still up there for sure. Let's go with another really good character now. Let's go with King. I'm hesitant to put King anywhere. I'm gonna put him here. He's top tier. His grab mix-ups. If he gets you in a grab mix-up, ouch. Even if you break it on the second try, you're still going to get hurt. He has his back 3, which can do work. He has a bit of everything. He has really great pokes. He has good lows. He has good combo damage. You put him on Forgotten Realm and he becomes the best character in the game. Yeah, King is a beast. King's a monster. And I probably have a little bit of a what perception of King because I only play online because I don't have locals. And in fact, I actually looked this up a few days ago. And not only do I not have any locals in my city, not only do I not have any locals in my county, but there are no locals in my county and all of the counties surrounding me. So I can't play offline. No one within a 30-mile radius plays this game. A 30-mile radius of me. So I only play Kings online. And that's definitely going to warp my perception of him because grapplers online are a fucking nightmare. Because you get a 3-bar King, hell, even sometimes a 4-bar King. Oh, he does a 2-grab, break 2. Hey, you didn't break it in time because you have 8 frames less to actually react to and break that grab. Okay, now you're getting grabbed and you're going to lose 50 HP when you broke it. So, yeah, I definitely have a warped perception of King, but I'm trying to think if I was playing offline against King, seeing King in tournaments, where do I think he is? I still think he's really strong. You take the whole grabbing, like, obviously he has strong grabs and strong grab mix-ups. He has true grab mix-ups where even if you look at his hands, it's still a mix-up, like with giant swing and I can't remember the other grab. One of his 1+2 grabs. Yeah, he has that. He can do giant swing into wall combos. He has good damage off balcony breaks. He has unblockables that are actually useful. Oki, the works. He's good. He's up there, I think. Kazumi. Oh, another character that got, like, adjustments and people are like, she's trash now. I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna put Kazumi above Law. I think her, you know what? No, I don't think I can do it. I'm gonna put it here. And I think I'm gonna put Kazumi here a little bit below Heihachi. No, I'm gonna put Heihachi below Kazumi. And I think I'm gonna put him below Paul, too. Yeah, I think Paul is just... may not be more solid than Heihachi, but because of his execution requirement, I'm gonna put him below Paul. I'll put Kazumi below Kazuya, though, because... yeah, she has stature kicks. Yeah, she has her pokes, but... I don't think that's enough to make her scarier than Kazuya. She does still have a Hell Sweep, though, out for Fearless Warrior, but I don't think it's enough. You don't see it because you have to go in the Fearless Warrior in the first place. Go into Fearless Warrior in the first place in order to get it. I mean, this, like, having a poke-heavy character that's top tier is... yeah, good fucking luck with that. I feel like Kazumi being here is... I feel like she's top 10, at least. She's really good. I feel like around here is appropriate. I can see her being a little lower. I can see her being a little higher. But I feel like she's around here, and I feel like she's not as good as Kazuya, but definitely up there. Akuma. I probably shouldn't have put Akuma in here, actually. Last time I played against Akuma, I got fucked up because I don't really know how to play against Akuma. But I do see enough Akuma. It's different between seeing Akuma and playing against Akuma, I think. And maybe I shouldn't have put him up here because of it. I think Akuma's a beast. Low combo starters. Death combos. Really high execution due to death combos, but still death combos. He has his projectiles, which aren't terrible. They're good for spacing and zoning. He has mix-up out of his backflip. I'm not gonna say he's I'm gonna say he's one of the best characters in the game. I'm not gonna say he's the best character in the game now. So, do I think he's better than Heihachi? It's hard, because the reason why both of these characters aren't higher is because of the execution requirements to play them. Do I think Heihachi's execution requirement is harder than Akuma's to do less, if that makes sense? Yes, I think in order to play Heihachi, I think to play Akuma more effectively, you have to have less execution than if you were to play Heihachi. And I think that's why I'm going to put Akuma slightly above Heihachi, because they both have scary lows, scary mix-ups. They both have obscene combo damage. But at the end of the day, Akuma has a pretty decent spacing tool. And I don't think he requires as much execution as Heihachi. But at the same time, Akuma has to utilize a meter and Heihachi doesn't. It's hard to say. I could see Akuma being down here. I don't think I could see him... well, maybe I could see it. Like, I'd say down here is probably the lowest. At the same time, I could see you saying Akuma is up here. I think he's one of those characters where you can... really, the only way... You can't really judge him just based on looking at him. Because he has so much that's so execution heavy, and you don't really know just how execution heavy he is until you play the character, or you know someone that plays the character and can tell you. And I don't fall into either of those categories. So I'm just going to pick the happy medium and put Akuma here. I don't... thinking back on it, I shouldn't have put him in the characters where I feel confident putting him on the tier list. This is mainly a guess. Again, I feel like he could be here or here. I feel like he could be here or somewhere in top 5. But I'm just going to pick the happy medium and put him here. Let's go with a low tier character. Laws. Do I think Laws is worse than Bears? That's a hard question. I don't think he is. Laws is trash. We know this, but I don't think he's worse than Bears. You can just sidestep right all of his stuff, but he still has more tools than Panda does. But he's still trash, and we all know he's trash. Buff Laws. But don't buff him too much. We don't want Tekken 6 boss. I combined Bob and Laws. Boss. Yeah, we don't want Tekken 6 boss. Anna's worse than Bears and Laws. Weird hitboxes. Same problems like Nina has, not really that good on the lows front. Pokes are mostly inadequate. Combos drop for no reason. Just if you the main thing is her hitbox issues. If you fix her hitbox issues, if you fix her combos dropping for no fucking reason, then she'd be up here at least. But now she has too many issues. She has too many fundamental issues. She's a broken character. She feels like she was rushed. So I'm going to put her below Bears. At the same time, yeah, I feel like this is fine. Alright, Brian. Let's go Noctis. Noctis Lucis, Noctis Lucis, Noctis Lucis, Kylum. Here. Yeah, he has some cheap shit. Yeah, he's gimmicky as fuck. Yeah, he has his down back 2 bullshit. But if you're an experienced player, you can counter that stuff and blow him up. He's one of those characters where if you're a beginner to intermediate, even in some cases a high level play, then he's up here. Of course he's up here. But if you're playing against pro level players who can react to a 23 frame low, they can sidestep the aura because they know the range that you're supposed to sidestep it at. They have really great reactions. Then he goes down here. So I think he's around here. I think he's better than Shaheen. I think he's a bit better than Lucky Chloe. I'm hesitant to say I think he's better than Josie, solely based on the fact that in order to punish this stuff, it's more of a you have to have a really, really good reaction rather than a read. And I feel like that in this specific case makes him better. In some cases, it would be the other way, but I feel like in the case with Noctis and Josie, it makes Noctis better. So I'm going to say he's around here. Not terrible, not amazing, just really cheap. Really fucking cheap and really aggravating to fight against, but not and like a painfully average character, but not broken. And then Brian. He has soccer kick. If you can do his taunt stuff, he's really good. Definitely top 10. Better than Kazumi? I think so. I'm gonna put him here. If you're a Brian play and you disagree, I agree with you. I think Brian has some great tools. He has some nutty stuff that gives him plus frames. He has some really great mix-ups. Some really great pokes, delayable strings, hit confirmable strings, taunt, damage, wall combos. He has a lot of really great stuff. I'm even half tempted to say he's better than Kazuya. I'm half tempted to say he's in top 5. He's close. Him and Kazuya are close. They're essentially, and Kazumi too, like, there are essentially 8 characters in my top 5 here. In fact, I'm going to put 8 characters in my top 5. Fuck it. I'm putting 8 characters in my top 5. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting 8 characters in my top 5. Yeah. Alright, let's get on to characters that I actually play and I can talk a little bit more about and I have more knowledge of. And let's start with Eliza. This is going to be a controversial opinion, but I think Eliza is worse than Gigas. I think Eliza is the worst character in the game. I see a lot of people putting Eliza here because dive kick spam, but dive kick spam isn't that hard to beat. You just sidestep. It's almost like no one plays Eliza, so no one labs Eliza. Eliza is the least played character in the entire game. And for good reason. She's trash, and there are other 2D characters to play. I love Eliza's character. Eliza is one of my favorite characters. She's my favorite newcomer to Tekken 7. She was in Tekken Revolution. That's not a Tekken game as far as I'm concerned. So she's my favorite new character to Tekken 7. I don't like playing the 2D characters much. If I wanted to play a 2D character, I would play Samurai Showdown. But I really, really like Eliza, so I play her. But most people, if they're playing a 2D character, they're either playing Akuma because they're from Street Fighter, or Geese because he's top tier. No, there's no reason to play Eliza except you really like the character, and I fall in that bracket. But Eliza has nothing. She barely has... Okay, so just to give you some perspective on how bad Eliza is. One of her best moves is down forward 1-2. Down forward 1-2 is a high mid? No, it's a mid-mid. Yeah, because it's down forward 1. It's a mid-mid. She has a mix-up with down forward 1-4, which is a mid-high. The mid-mid, the down forward 1-2 gives you nothing on counter hit, does 30-something damage, is minus 14 on block, and minus 2 on hit. And it's one of her best moves. That's how trash Eliza is. If that was on any other character, it would be an unusable move. But on Eliza, she has nothing. So, down forward 1-2? Hell yeah. Mix that up with down forward 1-4, mid-high. They start ducking the high, use the mid. Minus 2 on hit, no big deal. I'll just go cry in the corner like I do every other time I play Eliza. It's not like doing any other move is going to make me feel any different. Yeah, another one of her best moves that she has is back 1-2-4. What you can do with back 1-2 is a counter hit launcher, and it's minus 12, I believe. But what you can do is you can mix that up with back 1-2-4. So if they try punishing the back 1-2, it's not natural on normal hit. It's only natural on counter. So you get the 1, then the 2 is blocked unless it's counter hit. That's what I'm trying to say. But if they try punishing that, then you can do the 4, and you get damage from the 4, and it just knocks them down and does a bit, like, 20-something damage to them. The 4 can trade with a jab. That's the first thing. So, and you'll win the trade, sure, but you're still trading with a jab. If you do that. And then the other thing that... voice crack. The other thing that they can do is they can just do a small sidestep on the 4 and launch you. If you've seen Knee play against Chanel's Eliza, you see it all the time. But because no one fucking plays Eliza, it's used all the time. And the third hit is minus 13 on block and puts them in crouch to launch punch both Eddie, Josie, and Kazuya. But you can just sidestep it and launch them. With any character. Except like Bears or Madoka. Characters that are big. Bob, maybe. But, yeah, and that's one of her best moves. That's just how trash Eliza is. She already doesn't really have much. In order to be able to do anything with her, you have to have really great execution. You have to know the matchup you're going into. Because her 10-frame punish is 1 DP2. If you fuck up the punish... If you try punishing something that you think is minus 10, or minus 11, or minus 12, and hey, guess what, it's minus 9, or hey, guess what, you did it a frame too late, you're getting launched for trying to do a 10-frame punish. And what do you get out of it? 32 damage. Yeah, it's one of the best 10-frame punishes in the game, and one of the best 11-frame punishes in the game, outside of 112, but it's not hit confirmable, and if you fuck it up, you're getting launched. So, there's that. And yeah, you get a little bit of meter off it too, but you're putting yourself at a huge risk. She doesn't have any mix-ups. Yeah, you can do dive kicks. You do down one in the dive kick, down one in the dive kick. Oops, I got low parried. That's how it feels to play Elisa. And then she has a down 3, which can combo into a DP, or if you're at the wall, core circle back 1+2 if you have meter for a wall splat, which is really nice. The problem is you only get it off a clean hit. And the clean hit requirements are so strict that if you go up here on your opponent and try doing it and they're backdashing, it's not a clean hit. The DP gets blocked and you get launch punished, or the core circle back 1+2 gets blocked. Now you're out a bar of meter and you get hit by a 14-frame punish. Welcome to playing Elisa. Elisa's trash. Because she has really high execution requirements. She has nothing going for her. She has some decent poking tools, but not many. One of her best moves is a down forward 1-2 that's -14 on block and -2 on hit. And her low combo starter, if you have 2 bars of meter, it can be a combo starter, is so strict and so unreliable that you're almost never going to want to use it except if you're at the wall. Yeah, she has a 10-frame combo starter if you have 2 bars of meter, sure. Yeah, she has a low combo starter if you have 2 bars of meter, sure. Did I say 2 frames or 2? I'm tired. Listen, you get the point, though. She's trash. And maybe you can argue that, oh, well, because she has that, she's better than Gigas. But again, execution requirements. That's the other thing. She's one, I would argue, she is the most execution-heavy character in the game, and she gets no payoff for it. None. That's why she's worse than Gigas. Highest execution ceiling? Absolutely. Maybe you can argue, like, Heihachi has more execution than Elisa at a fundamental level. Fine. You can argue that, sure. But in terms of execution ceiling, she has the highest. And what do you get for that? Fuck all. That's why she's the lowest. If she didn't have the execution, yeah, I could see you putting her here. And a lot of people put her here because they don't play Elisa and they don't realize how hard her execution is and how inconsistent all this stuff is. So I see a lot of people putting Elisa here. I see people putting Elisa here, putting Elisa here. She's the worst character in the game. She's awful. She is god-awful, and if she doesn't get buffed in Season 3, I'm convinced that they're trying to sabotage Elisa. I love Elisa, though. I hope to God she returns in Tekken 8. I love her to bits. She's an amazing character, and I feel pretty confident she's going to stick around as the character for people that like playing 2D characters, because she's an original Tekken character. It just makes sense because Geese isn't coming back. Akuma is part of the story now, but who knows if Capcom's going to renew his license. So I feel confident that Elise is going to stick around, and that makes me happy, but no one plays her, and by God, she's awful in this game. Awful. Let's talk about another character that's pretty awful. Yoshimitsu. Yoshimitsu is here. He's worse than Eddie. He has no lows. His pokes are shit. He has a good 10-frame punish. He has, in no sword stance, he has probably the best 10-frame punish in the game. And then no 11-frame punish. No 12-frame punish. Has a 13-frame punish. Not that good. Probably not even worth trying if you have no sword stance, because it's -12 on block, and if you fuck it up, then you're eating a 12-frame punish. And then a 14-frame punish. Then not really a 15-frame punish. Then a 16-frame punish. His punishment game is trash. He has no lows. In order to do well with him, you have to know the character inside and out. You have to party hard. You have to know what you're doing with the character. A lot like Fang, but more so than Fang, because everything Yoshimitsu has is usable. You can do a lot of cool stuff with it. You can party hard, but if you don't know Yoshimitsu, if you don't know how to party, then you're getting your ass kicked out of the frat house. Well, if the person you're playing against doesn't know how to play against Yoshimitsu, then maybe not. Maybe you can sneak your way in, 30 kids in a trench coat style. Yes, I am an adult who is here to indeed party. Then you got the party organizer who's drunk and high out of his mind, who's like, oh, come on in. You might get that with Yoshimitsu, and hell, in the lower ranks, you definitely are, but that's no excuse. Yoshimitsu is trash. He just has nothing. He's always been trash, to be fair, though. I've been playing Yoshimitsu since Tekken 4. Yoshimitsu's always been trash, and this version of Yoshimitsu is I think one of the best iterations of Yoshimitsu. I think in this game, he's almost the best he's ever been, but at the same time, he was completely unusable in Tekken 5 and Tekken 6. So, it's not really saying much, but yeah, Yoshimitsu is just bad. If you don't know the matchup, then he's going to be much better because you can get away with a lot of gimmicks and bullshit, but that's because Yoshimitsu is gimmicks. You have to use gimmicks within gimmicks in order to succeed with him. You use so many gimmicks with Yoshimitsu, you use gimmicks within gimmicks within gimmicks, that they no longer become gimmicks. All of his tools are gimmicks, which means that they're no longer gimmicks. That's how gimmicky he is. He's such a gimmick that he's not a gimmick anymore. That's Yoshimitsu. And yeah, he even has completely broken stuff, too. Like Kin Stance 3 or Kin Stance up 1+2 into a grab. Kin Stance and Dragonfly into grab. Right? That's a fucked up mix-up that would be broken on a character. But if Yoshimitsu didn't have it, you couldn't use him. He has Flash. Flash would be broken if you gave it to Paul. Flash would probably be broken if you gave it to Claudio. But 6-frame combo starter? It's fucking great. Not even Jin has that. But if Yoshimitsu didn't have Flash, he'd be unusable, right? That's just how Yoshimitsu is. He is so bad that he even has stuff that would be completely broken if you gave it to like Yulaz or Panda, but he's still bad with those things. That's how trash he is. Yoshimitsu sucks. He sucks. Yeah, this isn't even a case of, oh, if you know the character really well, like Lee. If you know Lee really well, then yeah, you can put him up here, but he's down here because execution. No, even with Yoshimitsu, you know how to play Yoshimitsu really well. That just means he's not down here. That's how Yoshimitsu is. Yoshimitsu being here is based off someone who knows how to play Yoshimitsu. Because if you don't know how to play Yoshimitsu, you can't play Yoshimitsu in the first place. There's no point even putting Yoshimitsu on a tier list with the consideration of someone not knowing how to play Yoshimitsu. Because he's completely unusable if you do that. Fuck it. I'm gonna put him... I'm not gonna put him below Laws. He has Flash. But, yeah. I'm sorry, I was getting a little bit into it there. I'm like, fuck it, let's just do it. Let's put him below Laws. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling the endorphins building up inside me. Nah, we'll put him here. Leo. Another example of a character like Dragunov, where he's still really solid, but he was only used by tier whores. And no one, again, except me and a few people actually like Leo. But the problem with Leo, I don't know if I'm going to put him here yet, by the way. The problem with Leo is, Season 1, he was broken, top tier, one of the best characters in the game, but he was so fucking boring to play that people didn't even play Leo. Not even the tier whores played Leo. Because he was just so fucking boring. Oh, back 1-4 in the mix-up, back 1-4 in the mix-up, back 1-4 in the mix-up. This is fun, right? Guys, I tried playing Leo. I think Leo's an awesome character. I've loved Leo since Tekken 6, but she's so fucking boring in Season 1. I couldn't stand her, so I didn't play in Season 1. And, well, I don't play top-tier characters. I was going to say even though she was top-tier, but I don't play top-tier characters in general. But it's not just me. Everyone felt this way about Leo. Season 1, Arcade Edition, Arcade Edition, Leo was fucking bonkers. Worse than Season 1, and no one played Leo. Because Leo's boring. In Season 2, though, Leo's a lot of fun. I love Leo in the Season 2. I need to play more of her. I got into Leo in this game really late. I played her in Tekken 6. But I didn't play her much in this game because I was still going off of what I knew from her in Season 1. And she's boring as fuck. And she's not anymore. Leo's a lot of fun to play. It sucks that I started playing her again so late into Season 2. But Leo's fun. I need to play her more. But regardless, based on my experience with Leo, Leo still has the back 1-4. Still has the forward 4 into some really great mix-ups. Still really solid. A lot of things that people were saying Leo got nerfed with Leo is now starting to seem like they were actually buffs in the long run and nerfs in the short term. You just have to play around with Leo a little bit more and not just do back 1-4 all the time if you were a Leo player. Yeah, I mean, Leo didn't really get many nerfs. That's the thing. Leo's still really solid, but Leo got enough nerfs that the reason why he was one of the, if not the best character in the game, being the back 1-4, that's the thing that got predominantly nerfed. And without that, Leo is still a really solid, good character, but not as good as she was before. I hazard to say, you know, yeah, I think down here, top tier still, I think these characters are better than Leo now, because that back 1-4 was carrying Leo, and while Leo still has that, it's not as good. You need to use more of her kit, more of her tools, but Leo has such good combo damage. She has so many unique combo starters, like counter hit back 1+4 gives you a guaranteed back 2 1+2. It's so unique. Counter hit sweep. I think it's counter hit down back 4 gives you a guaranteed down 4-2. It's so unique and it's so cool. And I love playing Leo. And I think more people should. Leo's a cool character. But at the same time, I've only picked up Leo recently. And I think a lot of these things about Leo people are just now starting to discover because no one played her in Season 1. People still didn't play in Season 2 for the same reason I didn't, because, you know, Leo's just boring as fuck, and then people start playing her again, learning new stuff. Oh, this character's cool, as this. People are still discovering Leo because no one plays Leo. But based on my experience with Leo and seeing Leo elsewhere, I think Leo's really good. Despite me not running into a single Leo in Season 2. This is purely based off my experience with Leo, and I think Leo is pretty solid. Still. And I think everyone's saying, oh, Leo's unusable, Leo's trash. Like people were saying with Dragunov, were the people that just use Leo because they were tier whores and now use Geese. Because, let's face it, not a lot of people like Leo. A lot of people say, oh, Leo's boring, generic, one of the worst characters in the game, and I disagree with all of that. I think Leo's an amazing character. I think Leo's one of the most unique looking and one of the most unique feeling characters in the game. They nailed Leo. They nailed Leo in Tekken 6. They nailed Leo in this game. Leo is fucking triumph. Leo is great. And I think people that say Leo is bland and generic and a boring character, and why is Leo in this game over Ganryu or whoever the fuck, stupid. They're stupid. Okay, that's a bit harsh. They're not stupid, but I don't understand the mentality. Alright, Leo's a great character. Leo's a great character. Let's go with Xiao. Xiao is great. Xiao... Oh, am I going to do it? Yes. Yes, I'm going to put Xiao in my top 5. My 7 characters, 8 characters. 8 characters in my top 5. At this point, may as well just be a top 10. Xiao has mix-ups. The best rage drive in the game. Feints. Fucked up back turn mix-ups. Fucked up mix-ups in general. Pokes. Combos. The works. And she's annoying as fuck. Cali roll. You know, the usual suspects. Yeah, Shell's great. Shell's up there. I could see an argument for her being top 5. I could see an argument for it. I personally don't think she is. I can absolutely see her being better than Brian, though. I can see someone saying that she's better than Brian. In fact, I feel that way so strongly that I'm going to say she is better than Brian. So, yeah. But again, this is 8 characters in my top 5. These characters are so close together. Specifically, these characters, these last 5, they are, and even Kazumi. I just don't want to extend this anymore and put it into a top 10, but these characters are so close together. I could see you putting it any which way. All I'm confident in is saying Geese is the 3rd best, Jin's the 2nd. Well, not even Jin's the 2nd, Devil Jin's the 1st. You can interchange these two. I'm just confident that there's a split here. And then all of these characters you can rearrange however you see fit. But, yeah, Xiaoyu's up there in the top 5, 10, wherever the fuck she is. Yeah, Xiaoyu's scary. Xiaoyu's scary. And you play against a good Xiaoyu? Oh my god. Asuka. Up here. Up here. She has everything. She has everything. She's been given everything on a silver fucking platter. Everything. Fuck it. I'm just gonna make this a top 10. I've changed my mind. This is 10 characters, and I feel like they're so close together. I'm just going to make it a top 10. These are my top 10. Because none of these characters are going in the top 10. I think this is my top 10. Now, again, order, you can rearrange the order. I can see Paul going in there. I can see Heihachi and Akuma going in there. But I can at least see these characters, not the top 5, but the top 10. But these characters, I can see all of these characters being somewhere in the top 5. That's why they're all up here. Because originally this was just supposed to be a top 5, but after you get past Geese, I think it's so ambiguous, matchup dependent, playstyle dependent, preference, that you can interchange a lot of these. But yeah, this is going to be my top 10. But yeah, Asuka just has everything. She's been given everything. She has combo damage. She has wall damage. She has mix-ups. She has frames. She has punishes. She has while crouching mix-ups. Standing mix-ups. Just everything. Asuka is a character that I played in... She's the opposite of Leo. I played her a lot in Season 1. I've always loved Asuka. I played a lot of Asuka in Tekken 5. I'd even say she could have been one of my mains in Tekken 5. Didn't really play her much in Tekken 6. I don't know why. I really don't. I really love Asuka, though. I've always loved Asuka. And then I played her a lot in Tekken 7 Season 1. Because I love Asuka. I think she's a great character. She's fun to play. But then Season 2 happened, and she just got buffs on buffs on buffs, and I hate playing really, really good characters like Asuka. I just don't like it. I much prefer playing the lower tier characters, personally. It's just how I am. I don't feel as good winning, and I don't have as much fun playing the game when I play these really, really amazing characters that are extremely easy to play, have pretty much everything handed to you. You can just destroy people with them with little effort and thinking. All of their tech's been figured out because everyone plays them. I just don't like playing those characters. And Asuka turned into one of those characters in Season 2, so I don't play her anymore. But she's she's one of the new tier 4 characters. I still love Asuka, but yeah, she's I don't think it's hard to argue that she's up there. Lei, let's go with Lei. I think Lei is still down here, like, in this group. I think he's better than Yoshimitsu because he actually has lows. That's the only reason. But Lei's trash. He doesn't have punishment like Yoshimitsu. He does have lows. He has a fair amount of launches, but he's unsafe. The only real way he can get in and mix you up is with Razor Rush. He does have some nice tools, though. He does have mix-ups. He does have extremely loud music that plays in the background when he's like, anyone else want a piece? Also, his voice actor got nerfed. He no longer has that Cantonese accent anymore, so that sucks, and he no longer goes, he's like, and that's a big nerf in my opinion. Lei's cool as fuck, though. But again, just a character that has never really been good. Except maybe in Tekken 6, but I can't remember. But for the most part, Lei's never been good. Overshadowed by so many other characters. In this game, he's... Actually, I think he was actually decent in Tekken 6. But still, in Tekken 7, he's better than he's been in most games that he's been in. But he's still not good. He's at least usable, which is more than we can say from Lei in Tekken 5. But yeah, he's just... he's not that great. And not only is he not great, but he's so complicated and he's so hard to use that no one can play Lei to realistically the highest potential. I think there are players that can't do that with Yoshimitsu, iMusician, for example. I think there are people that can do that with Heihachi, JDCR. Akuma, Super Akuma. But Lei, he's a hell of a lot more complex than those characters. He's too complex for his own good, almost. But that makes him a lot of fun, and it makes him really unique. But at the same time, he's still not good. He's still not good. Mihail. Mihail's here. Here. Let's say here. I think he's better than Fang. Miguel has good pokes, good mix-ups. Really good mix-ups, actually, for the most part. Savage Stance is nice. He has a flow where he does one thing, and he does one mix-up, and if you win that mix-up, then you get into even stronger mix-ups with him. And I think that's where he really excels, right? He's very poke-heavy, and he's a little bit of mix-up heavy. If you get those pokes, then you get the stronger pokes into the strong mix-ups, and those strong mix-ups are strong, and if you can get those pokes, if you can reliably poke them out and get those mix-ups, he's pretty tough. A little around average, a little bit above average. He still has those stubby arms he needs to work on. Yeah, maybe I'll move him down a little bit because of the stubby arms, but I think he's a solid character. Not amazing, not bad, just solid. Miguel is solid. Yeah, because you can't really say much is bad about his frames, except maybe his homing move, his forward 4-2. I think that's the only thing I can think of that particularly stands out as being really bad frame-wise. And even then, it's not that bad. Because you can get a wall splat off his... Well, then again, you can with Elisa's 4-2, and that's safe. But it's a mid. Yeah, either way, Miguel is pretty solid, not really bad frame-wise at all. In the right hands, he can be really strong. I've had my fair share of Miguels who have been trashed and I've blown them up. I've had my fair share of Miguels who have blown me the fuck up because they can do they can run up to you and do Savage Stance forward 2, guaranteed damage on Oki. You know, just Miguel can either be trash or he can be pretty strong. If you take the time and dedication to learn Miguel and learn his unique playstyle, I feel like his playstyle is pretty unique. And get over his stubby arms. Miguel, I think, is a pretty solid character. And if he got those arm buffs, oh man, be like up here. But it's more of a quality of life thing than anything, honestly. But he's here. I'd say around Fang is about right. Alright, Julia. I want to talk about Lily and Elisa at the same time, because I'm going to put them at exactly the same spot because of the same exact reasons. So I'm going to save them for last and put them both in the same spot. So let's go with Julia. Julia is solid, not amazing, solid, above average, for sure. Great mix-ups, great wall damage, the wall carry is insane, but extremely punishable. There's not really much else to say about Julia. I love Julia to bits. She's a great character. Basically my replacement for Wong right now in Tekken 7, considering Wong and Julia in Tekken 5 were extremely similar, and then Wong got his rework in Tekken 6, and they aren't anymore. And again, I care more about, well, I don't think I've said this before, but I care more about the character than the playstyle, so I'd still prefer Wong. I still like Julia, and her and Wong were very similar in Tekken 5, so it brings me back. So I love Julia. I hate her character in Tekken 7, don't get me wrong. The path that they went with her character, while I understand it, in regards to a story, I think it's awful. I don't like her character in Tekken 7, but Julia's, except for Tekken 7, an amazing character, fun to play. But in terms of the tier list, again, just great mix-ups, great wall damage, definitely has an execution barrier. Not a huge execution barrier. Like, I'm not going to say it's like Heihachi or Akuma or Kazuya or someone like that, but still an execution barrier to an extent. But, yeah, she has so much great stuff, but if someone blocks it and you try doing, like, down forward 4-2 and you try hit confirming the 1 or you try delaying it and they block it, you're going to get blown up. You do 1-1-1. You think it got hit confirmed, you're wrong, and you fuck it up, you're gonna get blown up. You do down forward 1, you hit them while crouching, you try doing forward 3, you fuck it up, you're gonna get blown up, right? That's just how Julia is. And even if you don't fuck those things up, there's still a lot of stuff she can get blown up for. They read bow and arrow, your ass is getting launched, right? They read pretty much any of your mix-ups, your ass is getting launched. Yeah. But she doesn't have a ton of that outside of reads and you fucking up. So that's why I don't put her lower. That's why I put her here. Because while she does have that, and it definitely brings her down, if she didn't have that, then she'd be the best character in the game. If she was just safe on everything, she'd be the best character in the game. But there's a reason why she's called -13 the character. It's because she is. And that's why she's here. She's just high risk, high reward. And because of that, if high risk, high reward, most of the time, with very special, rare exceptions like Kazuya, you're not going to be the best character in the game because of that. But she's definitely strong. So, the last 2 characters here for my tier list. And then after this, I'll adjust it a little bit, see if there's anything that I don't particularly like a character I put as being better than another character when I don't think they are. Elisa and Lily. And I'm going to put them in the same place. Now, Elisa is my main. There are a lot of misconceptions about Elisa. A lot. And I don't understand pretty much any of them. One of them that I hear all the time is that she has a ton of moves that are plus on block. She doesn't. I don't understand where people think that she has a ton of moves that are plus on block from. She has... what, 1? Forward 2. That's it. And it's a high. Yeah, she can do an instant while running 2 like Dragunov. Okay? That's it. That's all she has. It's not like she can just sit here doing down forward 1 all the time. Her down forward 1 is -6 on block. No one knows that, though. But it is. It's -6 on block. Just to put that in perspective, it's worse than Zafina's down forward 1. Worse than Zafina's. And granted, you can do down forward 1-4, which is -9 on block. And it's a mid. So it's not like she doesn't have stuff that she can use off of down forward 1, but you can't use down forward 1 as a pressure tool. She doesn't have anything that's plus on block. All of her lows except sidestep 4 minus on hit. So essentially, if you do down back 3, this is the one that everyone says is great. If you do down back 3 with Elisa and it hits, and then you do Wild Rising 4, or you try, well, let's just say Wild Rising 4. They can interrupt with a 10 frame. So if you keep doing that over and over again, then you get interrupted with a 10 frame. If you go into your Sad Hound or Wild Rising 1+2 mix-up, on hit, they can just hop kick you. If you keep trying to do that. And if you're just trying anything in general, even if you just do a down jab, they can interrupt with a down jab. So you can't reliably apply pressure with Elisa, even with down back 3. She has very little that she can actually apply pressure with. Outside of chainsaw stance. But when she goes into chainsaw stance, she's a completely different character. And that's supposed to be used as pressure. It's supposed to be used like Yoshimitsu's no sword stance, where if your opponent's starting to beat you up as Elisa in your normal mode, or you need to do something to apply pressure, then you go in the chainsaw stance, mix it up, turn into a new character, and make them uncomfortable and go in on them, right? But outside of no sword stance or any of her stances, she has one move that gives her plus frames. Down back 1-1 does too, but down back 1 is a stance. So there's that. That's a big misconception. I don't see why people have it, but they do. People think that Elisa is able to apply pressure freely. She's not. And it's the same with Lily. People think Lily can just apply pressure freely and she has a ton of plus frames. Yeah, she has down forward 4. That gives her +8 and forces crouch. But she still can't apply pressure after that unless she has another down forward 4. But it's the same thing with Lily. Lily can't apply pressure. Granted, she has better lows than Elisa, but still. But back to Elisa, she doesn't have that. People complain about a down 3 all the time. People say, oh, it's busted. Oh, it's an amazing move. It's one of her best moves. I'm not going to deny it's good. But it does 17 damage and it's a seeable low that's launch punishable. A lot of people punish it with a 13 frame move because they see the frame down and they think, oh, it's -13 or 14. I can't remember what it is. What they say it is. So I'm going to do that as a punish. No. It's launch punishable because after the down 3 on block, on hit, on whiff, it doesn't matter. She's forced into a down back 1 stance. So you block it. She's already minus, what, 13, 12, 13, 14, something like that. Punishable. And then she's forced into a stance she can't get out of. She can't block. And her fastest move out of that isn't less than 10 frames. So guess what 10 plus 10 is? 20. Launch punish. Right? But people, and it's seeable, and it does 17 damage on normal hit, and the stance she goes into doesn't give you mix-ups. And yeah, she can not go into the stance and then do like Sad Hound or something, but if you keep doing that over and over again, then you're going to get launched. You see what the problem is? People just, and then people never actually practice blocking down 3 like they practice Snake Edge. So people say down 3 is busted and it's an amazing move, and how is she not top tier? She can apply pressure and she has down 3 and all this other bullshit that's not true. And like these are the same people that aren't ducking the second hit on forward 3 4 4. And because they're not ducking the second hit, and because you can hit confirm it, I'm just going to keep doing forward 3 4 4 all the time because it's a launcher on normal hit. It's launch punishable if you actually duck the high, but since no one ducks the high, I can just keep doing it over and over again. I can hit confirm it, and then I can carry you to the wall and do 50 damage to you. It's not safe, people, but, you know, people complain about stuff like that and say, oh, she's so safe, she has plus frames, down 3, and all this other bullshit. She doesn't. So what people end up doing, and this is the part where I'm going to actually put on the tier list, people will put it up here, saying, oh, she's one of the best characters in the game. Oh, she's really good. She has down 3. I heard Fergus say, that Elisa's down 3 is obscene, and he doesn't care that it's seeable. It's obscene, and then he put Elisa at the top of the tier list. No. You know where Elisa is? You know where fucking Elisa is? Elisa is down here. Elisa is down here. Yeah, she has a standing 4, which is really good. Yeah, she has a 233, which is granted a tight hit confirm, but still a hit confirmable natural on counter hit wall splat that does 40 damage by itself, which is pretty nice. She does have some decent pokes, but she lacks a down forward 1. She has so many gimmicks that if you disagree with me putting on here, you're probably falling for all the time, and you need to go into practice mode with her and figure out how Elisa works, because you probably don't know how Elisa works. You know, people saying that she has a ton of plus frames when she doesn't. People don't know that if you're at mid-range against Elisa, you just sidewalk left. That's all you do. You sidewalk left, you beat her while running mix-ups. Her while running 2 and her while running 3-4, both sidewalk left. Really easy to do. Her boot stance, everything in her boot stance, sidewalk left. Down 3, sidewalk left. Then these people are getting hit by back 3 plus 4. They don't lab it, so they don't know to look for the pushback to know if it's minus 17 or if they need to sidestep the second hit and then launch her ass. And that's what a lot of Elisa plays online do, because no one bothers to lab the character, so they can just do back 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4 all day, and get a fuck ton of plus frames for free, when it's a really easily seeable and launch punishable move, and just no one labs the character so they can get away with it for free, and then people go on YouTube and Reddit and complain about Elisa. Oh, Elisa's broken. Oh, Elisa's top tier. Oh, nerf Elisa, etc., etc. No, she's not. She's not. And if you actually played the character, lab the character, you'll agree with me and all of the other people that play Elisa or have actually taken the time out of their day to lab Elisa and say, yeah, she's really easy to fight. Just go in the practice mode if you're going to complain. It's what everyone says who actually knows the matchup. But I mean, if you're not going to bother labbing her and you're going to complain and say, oh, she's up here, you know, I'll be happy to keep taking the free wins off you. It's very rare I run into someone who actually knows the Elisa matchup, and it's a pleasure to play against those people, because I feel like I have to actually try. It's great, but so many people don't, and then they complain about her and say she's top tier. No, she's down here. She's not good. She's not terrible. In Season 1, I would have put her down here. But with her buff to Chainsaw, she's up here. But still not top tier. Absolutely not. Mid-tier to lower mid-tier at best. She's not good. She has some really great tools. I think she has the best standing 4 in the game. Her sidestep 4 is pretty decent. She has some nice counter hit confirmable moves. She has some nice delayable moves that you can hit confirm and just delay for some actual mix-ups, but like down forward 3-3 and back 2-4, back 2-1. But yeah, she lacks any mix-up at all. She doesn't have a single mid-low mix-up in her entire kit. She's a poking-based character with a down forward 1 that is -6. Her pokes aren't that good in general. She has a 14-frame launcher, which is pretty good. She has a really good wall splatting 4 on natural hit, but she has so many negatives, and when she's out of life deficit, she has to turtle so much, and when she's out of life deficit, she has to take a ton of risks in order to actually get back in the game. So yeah, she's down here. If you disagree with me, say why you disagree. If you're watching this on YouTube, say in the comments. Please tell me what you think. I genuinely want to know so I can help you with the matchup. Because if, like, I can see someone saying, okay, she's maybe here or like here, but here, no, absolutely not. She's around here. Yeah. And I don't think she needs a... This isn't to say I think she needs a ton of buffs in order to get here. I think she needs maybe 1 or 2 buffs. Specifically on... Like, if her down back 1-1 had trekking from sidestep, I think that would put her up here. Just something small would bump her up, but... Yeah, she's here. And pretty much all of that I said for Elisa is the same for Lily. She can apply pressure. People complain about Lily and say, oh, she has so much pressure and she has great mix-ups and all that. And she has better mix-ups than Elisa. Sure, but she's still bad on frame. She can't pressure. She doesn't really have great lows. She can't really open up the opponent well. She has a lot of moves that are just, you know, high lows or high mids or stuff like that. She's just, it pretty much, Lily is a slightly better version of Elisa, I think. Just without as much range. But at least she has some more lows that are better than Elisa's. But yeah, I think they're about the same. And it's for pretty much the same reasons why I said Elisa is down here too. And I think that's everyone. It took me about 2 hours to get through everyone, but I just wanted to explain my thoughts. I wanted to go in detail with my thoughts. I know it was a long time. I know this is longer than how most tier lists are, but you know, I just wanted to say what I think of characters. It's not just about the tier list, it's about what I think of the characters too. You know, because I think a big thing that people miss in tier lists is no one's going to be able to do a tier list right. Like, I have a ton of mistakes in here. I know that there are a ton of characters in here that people play, and they're going to say, oh, Bob should be higher because of this reason or that, or, oh, Lucky Chloe should be lower because of this reason or that, or, like, Kazumi shouldn't be in top 10 for these reasons, and, you know, you're probably right. I don't know everything about every character. I don't play all of these characters. I don't play against all of these characters. I only play online because I don't have locals. No one within a 30 or 40 mile radius of me actually plays any fighting games. That's not an exaggeration. If you looked up my city, if you looked up my county, if you looked up cities and counties surrounding me, and you looked up that city's name in FGC, all you would find are legal pages. That's it. I'm not exaggerating. I just looked about a week ago. If you look up my city name, FGC, the first result is a law page. I don't know what law it is, but it's some website about some law in Michigan. And then you have, like, one event that took place in March that was 2 counties away, and for some reason happened in my city. It was a Facebook post. It got no like, no comments, and they never talked about having an FGC event again. And that's it. No one here plays fighting games. So, one, a lot of this is going based on offline knowledge. 2, I don't have people that I play with that play a lot of these characters. So there are going to be mistakes here, for sure. But at the end of the day, because I know that's how it is, I know I'm not going to get everything right. I can have a general idea on how this is, and I think for the most part, in my opinion, this is right. This is how I feel about the characters. But I feel like what's more important here is talking about the characters, right? Like, how do I feel about Master Raven? Well, I think she's a really shitty character. I think Raven was an amazing character. I'll get into this when I actually go here and rate the actual Tekken characters, which I'll do next. But, yeah, like Master Raven, I like her playstyle. I've always liked Raven, but I can't stand Master Raven, right? For multiple reasons, you know, or, like, I think Julia's a great character, and I think she has a great playstyle. Leia's unique playstyle is really fun to play. You know, stuff like that. I feel like that's more important than actually making the tier list, personally. Because I don't fucking know anything about Bob. Bob is just in the middle. I don't know where the fuck to put Bob. I don't play against Bob. I've never played Bob. I played against 2 Bobs in my life. One in Season 2. I'm putting him somewhere based on 1 game in Season 2. Of course I'm going to put him in the middle. I don't know where the fuck to put him, right? I don't know where to put most of these characters. But this is what I think. Based on what I've seen in tournaments, based on what I know of the matchup, the knowledge I have of the characters, this is why I put them. And that's why I separate everyone at the beginning. If you skip to the end and you're seeing, if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, if you skip to the end and you're seeing this, and you're like, why is, like, Nina here? It's because I had a pool of characters at the beginning. I had characters I felt confident putting on the tier list, characters I play, and characters I knew fuck all about. And if you look at that and then look at the tier list, my placement of characters is probably going to make a hell of a lot more sense. But at the end of the day, with what I know of the characters, I feel like this is accurate to me. This is accurate to me. Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I don't think there are many things I would really change. I think Hwarong is better than these characters. I think Julia. Yeah, I don't see anything that really stands out. I can see, like, for example, Paul maybe being not as good as Akuma and Heihachi. I could see Kazumi not being in top 10. You know, I could see someone making an argument that Josie is better than Modok and Miguel and Negan. Or not Negan, Noctis. Of course she's better than Negan, but Noctis. I can see those arguments. And I wouldn't disagree with you. I would say you're right, but based on my knowledge of the characters, this is where we are. But I feel like what's more accurate, you can take this tier list, but I feel like what's more accurate here is if I do this. If I put these characters and I kind of move them a little bit so that they're kind of equal and they're not really competing with each other. Because I was trying to put characters, like, in a position where it's like, if I think this character is slightly better than this character, then I'll put him slightly above that character. But really, I think Eddie's, like, in between. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, if I just line up the characters like this, I feel like this is a lot more representative of my thoughts. I feel like this is the closest to accurate I'm going to get. But at the same time, again, it's not going to be completely accurate. There are definitely things that I'm wrong about. There are matchup-specific things or character-specific things that I don't know about. I don't know enough about some of these characters to put them on here. But this is what I think. And that's my tier list for Tekken 7. My final Season 2 tier list. Oh yeah, and Katarina. I forgot to take Katarina out of the dumpster. Fuck it, she's like here. Fuck Katarina. I hate Katarina.